Welcome everyone, thank you for joining me for another Master Lock Style practice. We're going to go through the full repertoire again today, if I can position the camera decently. Try that. Alright, so let's take right hand in fist please and left hand straight, pulling back the thumb, bringing the feet together, bringing the hands together, and we press forwards. Thanks for joining me. Let's open our stance, please. Oh, it is warm. Okay. Let's just take a few moments to find our Wuji checking posture. Calming down. Listening behind. Let's find all 10 fingers, gently lengthen them down. Can you feel all 10 digits evenly? Notice the development of Qi, starting with a tingle, building up to a fullness. Ready? Open door 5. Let's pause, checking posture, relaxing to center. Let's begin with just a little roll forwards and back for movement 2, filling the back. And rotate. Change direction. Draw in, float up, and I want you please to feel a fullness. Think of every cell in your body being plump and having space around it. Changing direction. Good. On to movement 3. And sorry. Yep, keep going. I was distracted by adjusting my alignment. I need more time doing standing practice. Let's recover to center. Keep breathing. Check posture. Relax to center. And again, please gather. Point to the eyebrows, down the face and neck. Again, check posture. Relax to center. And once more, please. Feel into the body. Feel the fingers pointing in, then the hands around, up the back. Guiding the energy round the waist and return to center. Each time check posture. And give it a moment, please, to feel into your heart rate, your breathing, your general functioning. Letting go. Good, and release our little earth element exercise for centering. Good, now I'm going to do the next exercises with you, with my back to you, but instead of going to the corner as I'd like you to do, I'm going to go more to the side so that hopefully you can see a little bit more of what's going on. So when we do the 4 corners, really we're looking at southeast and southwest, but I'm going to go east and west. Ready? So we're going to turn the toes to your left corner. Let's just do our little choo-choo train version. So we're starting at the base of the spine and gently rocking left and right, pivoting in the dantian, but feel your way up through the vertebrae, climbing the ladder of your spine. Very gentle. Breathe. As we reach the neck, make sure that the chin is slightly tucked and drawn back, so you're lengthening the neck, climbing up those tiny little vertebrae at the top until you reach the base of your skull. And step, flip your toes. Or the tiger. Into the phoenix. And the snake. So we turn the toes, turn the waist, right hand forwards, left hand back, look over the shoulder and press the hands away. Release, lasso the top hand, flip the toes and repeat. Look over the shoulder, press the hands away. And release back to center, cross the hands, sit back and down. Fill the back, lengthen the top of the head, the chin down and back, stretch your neck, stretch the head out of the turtle shell, engage the entire system, and release. Into movement 5, the 5 elements. We're standing on the right, left side released. Off we go. So we step through right, roll back, float up, square up, step through left, block, step back and pierce, fix the front foot, block, step back and pierce. That was water, now we have wood, half step and stretch, choo-choo train the movement, step left, half step and stretch, nice asymmetrical stretch there. Turn, release the right foot, we step, block in front of the heart, press forwards and rise. We could do it once, let's do it 3 times. Step left, block in front of the heart, half step, rise. Slide down, last time, step, block, half step, rise. Turn to the front, that was your heart exercise, the fire exercise. Now we're back to earth, stomach and spleen. Big, full, engaged scoops. And let's bring in the left side. Movement 6, the 6 harmonies. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ready? We swing under, turn on the heel, step through, open left. Return the way you came, up and over, step, swing, arms up, step through, open right. Keep turning in that same direction. Step the back foot through, martial flowers. We can step across the front foot, step, come across the front foot, step back, across the front foot, step back, turn. Return to center. You can play with that. Just come across the front foot. You can step forwards or back to your heart's content. Let's find our center. Check posture. And prepare for movement 7. 7 stars in rotations, Qi Gong. And we scoop. Right hand under. Turn the ball, push the left heel out. Release the left hand, stretch to the center of the circle. Now I want you to focus beyond your hand into the distance. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Turn in, release. Repeat. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and rest. Take a breath. Just pause for a moment. Find your center. Point to the floor. And heel tap. Good. So as you can see, if you don't quite get the size of the circle, then you won't end up where you started. I was a wee bit off to the side. It's not the end of the world. We're aiming for perfection. We're never going to get perfection, but the more we do, hopefully our learning curve will go up. Okay, good. So that's our 7 stars in rotations Qi Gong. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a lovely wee warm-up. It is very nice for ramping up the awareness even and the skill set and just gently waking up the spine, waking up the system. So good. Now we move on to the Phoenix, and let's see if we can do the Phoenix on both sides with our transition. Now last week I banged on about this, and then when it came to it I forgot and closed and then had to start again. So that can happen. It's very easy to go on autopilot. The whole idea with Tai Chi is that we are learning to use our body memory and not just rely on our brain the whole time, but then of course body memory kicks in. So when we want to change things, it can be a little difficult. So, but that's good. That's neural plasticity, and it's a way to help us to stay fresh and focused. So if we're trying to do something a bit different, we really have to pay attention. So let's go through the whole form on both sides. If you would like a moment to have a sip of water, now is your chance. Just do any little stretching or adjustments. Cheers. Okay. All right, so a nice steady pace. I'd like you to pay attention, please, to flow, but I'd also today like you to pay attention to landing in a position and really embodying the position before you move on. So we're balancing yin and yang. We want to keep flowing, but I'd also like you to find your shapes and really fill them, really express them before we move on, not just kind of skim through them. So the challenge is to hold a position and keep it alive and full of dynamism without just moving through it. So we don't just stop and start again, but to find the position, feel it, express it, keep it alive, and then continue to flow. So that's a challenge. Let's see if we can do it. So you can go with me. I'm not going to talk you through it because I don't want to disrupt your own practice, but you can do it with me, or you can find your own little moments where you want to express and hold and then move on. But just try to keep the general gist with me. If you go off too much on your own and then you get stuck, or for whatever reason you might not be able to find your way back to the same pace. So pretty much keep the same pace, but you can decide which moments you want to highlight, embody, check posture in, relax into, keep fizzing away before we move on. All right. Hopefully that made sense to you. It will as you practice. Okay, ready? Checking posture. Relax. Calming down. Finding your fingers. Ready. And that's the dog, sorry. Now from here, we continue. Left hand scoops under, expand, keep your front foot forwards and step. Let's do that again. And Good. Okay, how did you get on? Sorry about the dog. Forcing her way in there. Yeah. Is that, no, I thought that was a thumbs up there for a second. So,
Yeah, thanks, Jane. That was the pace was quite a challenge, but it was interesting. Yeah, very good.
thank you. Yeah, it's good to mix things up and try things different ways.
Yeah.
At one stage, Master Locke he asks us to do videos and send them to him to have a look at our progress. Those who are teaching under him, which is fair enough. I don't get to see him very regularly. He's based in Hong Kong. So I sent a video of me doing the form at one stage, and he does have a tendency, if he likes them, to actually post them to the world. So it's a gauge for him to see how we're progressing, but he also likes to show his teachers off and go, look, there's people all over the world doing this work, which is also fair enough and very flattering that he feels it's good enough to show anyone. But not to say that he thinks it's perfect. He's always very generous with giving lots of detailed feedback and encouraging us to work on certain things. But one of the comments that was put once he had posted a video of me performing this form, someone had said, I thought Tai Chi was meant to flow. It was quite damning because I was concentrating on ticking all the boxes of the precision information that Master Locke had given us. So that was my focus rather than flowing. And the thing is, yes, Tai Chi is meant to flow, but it depends what aspect we're focusing on, what we want to express within the form. So there's more than one thing that we want to express. So flow is only one aspect, and yes, we do want to flow, but we also want to be able to express fully, highlight any position, and it could be an intermediary position. So it could be, that you're going to do a step and you could freeze frame mid-step. You don't have to complete the movement and then freeze frame. At any stage in your progress, you could choose to turn it into basically like a standing practice. You could turn it into posture alignment, as we often do in our Chen training. We can take any moment of the form and freeze frame and try to embody that position fully. But what we don't want to do is just kind of stop in our position. Even if you are freeze framing, even if you are holding a position, we want to keep it lively, we want to keep the qi flowing, we want it to be vital, which means that we don't just stand there and and sort of stop. We want to keep it full. It doesn't mean that we want to press into our extremities and push. No, we can relax into it, but we want to keep everything lively and as if at any moment you could go into another movement rather than just, okay, well, I'm here now, so I'll stop here. So I find it's a challenge for me, which is why I thought I'd share it with you, that we could play with it together. And I find if I am going through those moments, if I'm trying to embody positions and keep them lively, it's easier to do it slowly rather than to do the form quick, 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 and then freeze frame. It's much harder to get that kind of churning, continuous energy flow if you're snapping from fast to holding. It's not impossible, and that's another challenge, maybe for another day. But for now, I'll leave it with you, something to play with. You can use the video and you can try it at the speed that we did, and then do it on your own and see if you can mix it up and try it at different speeds. But the emphasis today is to fully embody the postures. To complete the postures, we always want to complete each move before we begin the next. But I'd like you to consider taking it further than just completing it. I want you to own it and express it fully, just for a couple of moments before you move on. And the challenge is to do that without creating a stop-start scenario. So just think as if you're pulling up to a red light. You want to sort of coast the car so that it's nice and slow and steady, and just using momentum. So it may come to a stop, but you don't actually put your foot on the brake. You just let it roll to a stop, and then the light changes, and then you can engage the engine again. So you're getting a seamless flow from one into the next without, as I say, without putting your foot on the brake and sitting there and then re-engaging the engine. So we want that nice rumbling flow, where still expressing that highlight, that imagine that you're being photographed. So you want to really get your best photograph, but keep it lively and then move on. That's today's little focus. So we're going to move on from the Phoenix. We did it nice and slow. So now we have the Immortals to finish with. Okay, so we have plenty of time actually, so we can go relatively slowly. I don't want to go too slowly because I want to keep that flow. But again, maybe a few times if you can, try to just stretch out the end positions just that little bit. Again, imagine that you're posing for a photograph and you want the best possible photograph, as opposed to just a sort of flitting in and out, and then the photographer can't quite catch it. So, you know, if you have any family members who are photographers, maybe you could engage them in this and say, okay, I'm going to do a form, see how many perfect snaps you can take. I'm laughing because I know one of you has a professional photographer for a husband. Okay, are we ready? Let's do our Immortals crossing the sea form. All right. We lengthen up. Deep breath. And calming down. Listening behind. Ready. Start. right hand plucks, step to the side left, left hand plucks, follow it, and right hand plucks. Very good, well done. So that was quite slow. I was saying let's not go too slow. It was quite slow. But can you see what I mean by this idea of being able to freeze frame at any stage? Actually, I think it is a very useful concept within our minds as we practice, that at any stage, at any part of the form, you could be asked to freeze frame. And so it makes us much more conscious of every single little movement and every transition. It's making us more like photo aware, just like models have to be ever so careful if they're out and about that they, that they keep up their grace, because the moment that they slouch and that they that's the moment that the paparazzi will catch them, and that's the image that will be seen. So it is this continuous self-awareness that we can promote with this concept of, at any stage I might ask you to freeze frame, but you can take it further and think at any stage you could freeze frame. So it makes you far more conscious and aware of every little bit, not just the finishing moves, not just how do I get from here to there and we'll get there any old way, but be aware, be conscious, and also relax through it. And that's the other aspect to this practice. If you are freeze framing and holding a position, are you also allowing yourself to relax into your center? Are you allowing your energy to return to center? Or are you out there? Is your energy yang and stuck in the yang position? So all of our movements, regardless of whether we're freeze framing or not, we have our expansion and we have our relax to center. It doesn't mean that we collapse, but there should actually be a visible into it. So we can freeze frame while we're in that. It doesn't have to be here, it can be yin as well. Okay, let's do it, folks, one more time. This time we're just going to flow like water. We're going to do it a good bit quicker, and I just want you to let go into it. Not worry so much. Maybe once or twice you could do a few wee freeze frames, but this time we're doing the yin to our yang and we're focusing on flow. Okay, are we ready? Check posture. Calming down. and begin. Right hand plucks to face the back and step. Left hand plucks, turn towards it. Right hand plucks. We can do the jump if you like. Just give yourself a moment to return to Wuji. Feel your system effortlessly calming down. This is also a freeze frame. The stance is still, but listen to the vitality within you. And notice the processes calming down once more. And a heel tap. Very good indeed, folks. Well, we have certainly gone through our paces today, haven't we? I think you've done very well. Are there any comments or questions about anything? No? Happy? Okay, good. That's good. That's all right. There doesn't have to be question. Let's warm down a little, please. I think you've done very well. It is nice to give yourself little projects, little focuses each time you practice. Sometimes the focus can just be, let's see if I can remember this form. And that's a perfectly good focus. And it's where we all start, isn't it, really? Or if you haven't done something for a while, it's sort of bringing it back to life, trying to remember it again. But once you have that basic, yeah, I think I know what I'm doing, then where do you go from there? That's only the beginning. Then you can really begin to play, and the sky's the limit. You can do any number of different focuses. Down the legs. And just notice how each part of the body feels different, has a different energy, a different resonance as you work on it. Good. Notice if there is any area that has been overly worked or feels a bit tired or tight. And as you do this, then you can figure out any further self-care you need. Maybe a nice hot bath, some Epsom salts, maybe some arnica ointment if there's a bit of tenderness. Good. Back down through the body. And shake out. Good. Let's do one of Alison's. I love Alison's wee exercises. We're going to take a deep breath and lengthen up and over to one side and a little wobble and a shake. See if you can let all those structures go nice and soft. Great wee warm up, great wee warm down. I find warm up and warm down, they're pretty much, you can swap them round, you can use them for both, though they serve a slightly different purpose. This is for recovery. Good, let's float up, lengthen, and over to the other side, and a wee wobble and a shake. Good. Often we use muscles or hold tension more than we expect to when we're concentrating. We can overwork an area. So doing something like this afterwards helps release and helps recovery very nicely. But every practice that you do gives you information. So if you do realize you're holding tension, you can work on releasing it, and then the next time you're practicing, you can actually feed that back into your chosen focus for the day. So if you have a lot of tension in your shoulders, at the end of practice, you can go, okay, next time I'm going to focus on relaxing those shoulders while I practice. Good, let's float up and relax down. Good, and we're going to do one of my favorites, floppy hands, vibing shell. We do a little bounce and just let the wrists bounce about. Let all your wobbly bits wobble and let all the joints become wobbly bits as well. So we turn into a bouncy castle. And relax down. Let the arms swing and just let the momentum run out of steam. Until you're still once more, we lengthen up through the top of the head, the chin slightly down and back. Listen and feel into your body. Feel all that lovely vitality expressing itself. And let's scoop it up and deliver it back to center, please. Hug your elbows gently in. Breathe and feel into your belly. And feel your energy is stronger. Beautiful. Folks, thank you so much for joining me today and working so hard. I hope you're getting as much out of these practices as I am. Every practice, even if you don't notice the improvement, it is money in the bank. It is helping us to build up our repertoire and our reservoir of qi and health. So thank you so much. Let's take right hand in fist, left hand straight, and we salute. Xie Sang Hao. You can say Lao Shi Hao. And I look forward to seeing you next time.